Hello and welcome back to Melodies of the Gods. We should probably say who's who because it's our second time with bass recording.
Yeah, okay, so I'm Amy and that is Kate, if you didn't figure that one out.
Yeah, we gotta give a shout out to the people who were really pushing for the video record stuff.
Well, it wasn't me, so...
No, it was a couple of my schoolmates. Sam, Mattia, Sophia, Alessio as well. Stell, she was definitely pushing for it.
So basically just everyone in your school and friend group.
Getting me on
Got it.
to thinking about doing this video record stuff, and then actually shout out to my dad.
Oh, did your dad push it? That makes so much more sense.
No, he's the one who showed us how to do the recording that ended up being video record.
Man, I just clicked the screen record button. It took me a while to find it. Only took me 15 episodes. It's fine.
I don't know why.
We're on episode 16 today, aren't we?
We are, and we are finally back into our Norse myths.
After so very long, because we kept going on tangents, because we're both autistic as fuck.
We are talking about two different myths today.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty exciting ones. We are talking about Odin and the runes.
Okay.
And then we are going to talk about the world tree myth.
Oh, I like that tree. I like trees. Trees are dope.
Are you a tree hugger?
No, I'm not a tree hugger. I'm a tree admirer.
You're a tree hugger.
I'm not a tree hugger. I don't hug trees. I don't protect them. If they're gonna fall down, they'll fall down. If they die, they die. I just admire trees. Because you see a tree sometimes, you're like, that's a nice looking tree. Like willow trees or oak trees. Those are nice. Just put it there.
Yeah, by the way, without giving away, well, first off, happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter Monday.
Easter Monday.
What have you been up to over the Easter weekend?
I have been working on my interactive map for my final major project for university. It's been hectic, I won't lie. I've had to go on archives, the BBC archive and Explore York archive. I've had to get photos from the military and upload that onto the map and then reference everything. And this week, I should say, is going to be all editing and making dramatized letters to upload onto the map and upload onto YouTube. And yeah, because I only have 2 weeks until the deadline, and I'm definitely not stressed about that at all.
Yeah, those poor girls' panic stations.
I've got 2 weeks. And then my final project for university is done. And I've got 2 months off before I graduate, which is a ridiculous time schedule, by the way.
Yeah, I had a question for you. Okay, should we say it now or wait to reveal it? About what's happening in June?
Oh, I'd say it now because we have maybe 15 listeners, so who cares?
We are going to be doing something exciting in June because I have my IGCSEs. Yippee!
Poor you. I'm sorry. I was in the COVID generation. We got to skip out on GCSEs.
I will be coming over to London in June. We have to figure out where we're going to record. Are you still going to be in your apartment?
Oh yeah, I'm here until July. Hopefully.
You can help me record that because that's probably going to be our one quiet spot.
It probably is, yes.
Yeah, we're going to be recording an episode in June in person.
Yeah.
So that's fun to try to do the video record stuff for.
Yes, it's gonna be interesting to see how we both interact in person. Because over this, we're both very chaotic. In person, we're a lot more chaotic. So it'll be very interesting for you lot.
Alright, let's get into this because how long have we been recording already? Just talking about
8 minutes, 45 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Time flies.
Okay. Which one do you want to do first?
World tree. I like trees.
Okay, so this myth comes from Anon Volupsa and Grimensal poems from the Elder Edda, and the origin is Iceland.
Oh, I like Iceland. Volcanic places everywhere.
At the core of the Norse cosmos was an enormous ash tree. If anyone is listening to this from Iceland, which don't say they aren't, because you never know.
I wasn't gonna say that.
You had that look in your face.
I was just gonna say unlikely, but okay.
So, the ash tree was called Yggdrasil.
You can do it, don't worry.
I swear I think I just fucked the
Kate
pronunciation.
knows too many languages to function. It's fine.
So, it was so vast that all the different realms from the Norse world, from Asgard, the home of the gods, to Midgard, the human world, were shaded by its branches or accessed amongst its roots. Its odd name means Ix horse, Ik being another name for our favorite father of the gods in Norse mythology, Odin.
I wouldn't say he's my favourite figure in the world, thank you. I mean, to be honest, Odin's kind of crap.
That's if we're talking mythology or Marvel.
I mean, any godly father's good, though. Even in mythology, if you think about it. I mean,
Let's just leave it before we go on one of our tangents.
yeah, good shout.
And refers to the time that the god was suspended on a tree for 9 days and nights in search of knowledge. We will come onto that myth in a little bit. So, its roots were rested. The tree rested on 3 enormous roots. One spread to Asgard, home of the gods. A trio of women called the Norns, who were the Norse version of the Fates.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm becoming like mad. They nurtured the tree by watering it with water from their well of fate. The second stretched to Jotunheim, the home of the frost giants. And below this particular root lay the 7th head of the sage Mimir. We'll get onto that myth.
Mimi. It's Jonathan. Be real.
These waters contain knowledge and wisdom. And the third root reached the icy region of Niflheim and the boiling spring of Heavenglumir. Here the serpent Nidhogg tormented the tree by gnawing continuously at its root. The branches were vast, spreading across the sky and covering the entire world. Among the branches lived the eagle Harasklik, also known as Corpse Eater, a bird that could see far and was very knowledgeable, kind of like Tiresias.
That's a dope name, though. Corpse Eater. It's very, like...
Yeah, I'm just saying the translation of it because I don't know how to pronounce it.
That's okay, but Corpse Eater is a dope name, if you think about it. I mean, it's also very good for, like, clear up and recycling.
Like, you know what? Corpse Eater would be a very good name for?
No clue.
Probably Scylla.
Maybe that's one of our, like, snakehead's names. Maybe she's a name for different, like, and one of them's Corpse Eater.
Yes.
Oh, I did something. Kate Sell. I'm sorry.
Except fed on the foliage, and the most active was a squirrel called Ratatosk. That's a better name than Corpse Eater, just saying.
Squirrel.
His main purpose was to carry messages of insult from the eagle to the serpent. Okay. What are your thoughts?
First off, a giant eagle that is called Corpse Killer. A lot better than a squirrel.
But a squirrel called Ratatosk.
Yeah, but it's an eagle called Corpse Killer. Eater or whatever. A squirrel cannot beat that. It's a squirrel. They're tiny.
Fair enough.
Huge. Anyway, as for the tree myth, I quite like the symbology of it, I think. Because it's a bit telling, I suppose. Because you can go up from the roots and you still end up in the branches somehow. It's quite nice. I like it. It's kind of like life. That's why I quite like trees, because it's like very symbolic of life. You start at the like bottom, and no matter what happens, you've got all these different places and paths you can take, and it's like branches branching out, and one ends early, and it's very symbolic, trees, and that's why I like them. So it's a good myth, in my opinion. Not my favourite. But
For anyone wondering what that snapping sound just was, that was me cracking my knuckles.
No, the clicking sound is this, because it's being put up and down. And for record, it's tea, because I'm British, and it's 11:30 my time, so tea time.
Actually, speaking of tea, I have a question for you.
No, the tea alarm is not real.
I was gonna say it made 0 sense.
It's not real. We just like drinking tea at all kinds of time and weather and everything. And tea is another slang word for dinner. It's a thing. I don't get it, but it's British, so it's our thing. So if you don't understand it, butt out. It's the entire tea time joke, tea alarm joke. I won't lie, it got me really offended.
No, but the thing is, it's coming from British people.
I know, and that's why it got me so offended. It's like, I get we all like tea, and I get we're making fun of the Americans, because, you know, it's what we do. But as a British person, I find it offensive.
You're gonna kill me for what I'm about to say.
I'm not allowed to, apparently, which is rude.
No. So, I decided to help out with the under-14s. And they're doing tackling practice, so I'm told to stand at a specific spot.
Oh, yeah, you told me the story. Yeah, and you got tackled by a kid, which was going to happen anyway, let's be honest. But,
you know what I said to my coach? Shout out to John.
Mm.
I said, John, I've been tackled by Larry, I'm fine.
Oh, that was almost as bad as me. I got wiped out by a kid going down one of those inflatable slides.
Oh no, not the inflatable slides.
Yeah.
Alright, so, the key characters for Odin and the runes was Odin, the god of war and wisdom. Essentially, like, if Athena and Ares had a child. No, because Ares is the god of war, Athena's the god of wisdom.
Yeah, and we're both brother and sister. Please don't say that again.
Zeus and Hera are brother and sister.
Yeah.
Are you now just realizing how fucked up mythology is?
No, I just try not to think about it because it's a bit revolting when you do.
But now you realize that.
Yeah, anyway, moving on quickly from things. Let's just get it out. Come on. Be professional, for goodness sake. We're recording.
Okay, so the early Norse people used a script made up of letters called runes. These characters formed mainly from vertical and diagonal. They attributed great powers to the runes, communication and magic. People thought that the runic alphabetic, which they called the Dark. If you mispronounce that, you're really fucked.
Yes.
After its opening letters, must have been invented by the gods. The most popular myth explaining the origin is how the god Odin gained the knowledge of the power of the runes. And that's where the wisdom part comes in.
Wisdom part. Wisdom.
I am not going to stop annoying you about your reaction. You do know that, right?
No. Well, yeah, I do know that, but I wish you wouldn't. It's fine.
You economics after this, oh, okay.
It's a hard life.
So, in order to gain the power of the knowledge of the runes, Odin wanted to know everything there was to know. He decided that in order to become all-knowing, he first had to give up something he owed.
Gross me out.
First of all, he gave up one of his eyes in return for one sip from the spring of wisdom.
Ah, what, did he have an eye patch? Is that why he has an eye patch?
Yeah.
Ah, it makes sense now.
And you have to admit, Marvel did well at making the eye patch not seem weird.
They did, yeah. I was gold too, so on point.
Yeah, which we'll come back to Marvel afterwards, because did you see the Instagram post a couple of weeks ago?
No, I
The
didn't.
one with all the cast chairs.
Oh, yeah, there were so many more than I thought.
It's not enough. So he hung himself on the trunk of the world tree, which is the myth we discussed earlier. His body pierced by an arrow, offering up his body in exchange for knowledge. For 9 days and nights, he hung there without food or water until he finally fell from the tree, touching the roots with their secret knowledge in his hands. With the roots in his possession, he became the wisest of all the gods, hence why he is god of war and wisdom. The runes gave him the ability to perform magic spells, which he put to use in many different ways, like we saw in the original Thor movie.
I love Thor. It's a good scene, that one, yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you on the topic of Thor. I think you can guess where I'm going with this one.
Okay, no, I don't, but go ahead.
No, we'll come back to that. On the battlefield, accompanied by his two elves, Gary and Frecky. He was the most aggressive fighter and had the power to change shape, make his enemies blind or deaf and blunt their weapons. In the arts of peace, he was helped by both the Master of the Rings and Gareth Ravenswood, Hugin, Thought, and Munnan, Memory. Each day they flew all over the world, seeing everything before returning home to whisper all they had seen and heard into Odin's ear. Marvel missed such a big thing with that. That would have been so cool.
They would have, yeah. To be honest, when it comes to mythology and the overlap with the television and film media, they do miss a lot of like the cool scenes they could do, but they don't. It's like, you remember Hela's giant black dog?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Loki's kid. In mythology, she's part of Loki. She's one of Loki's kids, but they cut that out.
You know, now that you say that, that would explain why the two of them look alike and they don't look like Thor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The giant dog is Loki's kid, not Hela's Loki's kid. I feel like they should make that obvious. Which is kind of weird having a giant dog.
What are your thoughts on the myths? Which one is your favourite?
I would say the World Tree is probably my favourite. I'm just a sucker for like mythology, like structure and how it's all laid out, if that makes sense. It's like a fantasy map in like, which you have in the start of books.
You're doing that for your project.
Binge. Coincidence. And it's also in front of all the Lord of the Ring books. It shows how the journey progresses and shows how who's from where and how is that. If that makes sense. But I prefer the tree myth.
Yeah, of course. So for me, I actually prefer the Odin and the Runes one, which I said we were going to come back to something. Oh, right. Do you think that if she did not have cancer, Jane would have made a good female Thor? Keeping in mind she did have the power to wield the hammer.
In the comics, and I love the comics, but not Jane. She's
the thing is, I think
they were trying. I think they were trying too hard, Marvel, at that point in time, to really please, I think, the Marvel fandom, because after Disney bought Marvel, I think everyone agrees in the fandom that it all kind of went downhill. I think the one film everyone in the Marvel fandom can agree on that Disney has done well is Into the Spider-Verse. Because it's animation.
I love Into the Spider-Verse.
It's great, because you can't really go wrong with animation, but with actors and the scripting and storytelling, and the animation's a lot more freeing, and there's only a certain level of human set you can do with human biology. So that's why I think they tried to do Thor the way they did. I like Jane, but as a sub-character, not as a main character. Besides, she dies, so not much point.
Yeah. Do you think, and this is purely coming up of the Thor Love and Thunder movie, that Valkyrie has feelings for Thor?
No.
Oh my god, did you not see where she literally read his mind?
No, I don't... What, Thor or Thor?
Thor.
No, Valkyrie does not have feelings for Thor. She's a Valkyrie. They're like the Hunters of Artemis. Very, very gay.
Okay, female characters, who do you think she would go with?
Well, she already had someone... She already had a lover that died during the Hela incident. I would say Jane, but that's not going to happen. I quite want to see her with Miss Marvel, because I think that would be great.
Do you think if Natasha had survived, she and Valkyrie would make a good couple?
A power couple, if are friends, yes, but not as a couple, because I like Natasha and Hope. I think those two would go together. They're both traumatized and been used by scientists, so it makes sense.
Yeah, we should probably tell everyone what's happening over the next few weeks. So like I mentioned earlier, I am taking my IGCSEs in 3 weeks to the... I've only got 2 weeks, and then... No, like, I've got 2 weeks, and then my exams start.
Yep.
So counting this week, it's got 3 weeks. So, here's what I propose. I propose we do a couple of back-to-back recordings.
What, today?
No, like over the next couple of recording sessions.
Okay, yeah. That would work. It's a shame we didn't record our conversation yesterday. That could have been a little sub one. Oh, yeah, but you didn't call me and say, hey, by the way, we should quickly record this. Because that was a lot of personal information and it would take ages to edit out. Monday, 28. That's the end of this week. Next week, Monday.
You free on Friday?
Whoa. When's the 28th? This 28th? Yes, 28th.
Yeah.
Yeah, what time are you thinking?
7... I was thinking like 6 p.m. Swiss.
Yes. That I can do.
What time did you think I was gonna say?
Because if you're gonna say anything before 4, I'm gonna no, because I will be swamped with work.
Yeah.
Like I said, we both... I'm sorry, me and Kate, but we both have a very busy couple of weeks coming up, okay? And I'm gonna be stressed out. So, shh. Okay. 28th, done. Anything else?
No, because we could do a back-to-back recording. Because realistically, we're gonna record Friday again, right?
Yes. So we could do a big recording, and I could split it in 2, and then we could do that. Make it a 2-parter.
Yeah. And then... Sounds good. So I've just put that in my calendar. Did you put it in your calendar?
Yes, it's in my calendar. It's in the right time. I know when to log on. Thank you very much.
So for context,
I suck at Swiss time. You move around too much. You're always on a different time schedule. So it's not my fault.
You're the one who cancelled on me saying you had something come up and then you went to the movies.
I went to the red carpet premiere of a New World thing. I met celebrities. I think I get a pass on this. I met Tom Hardy. I feel like...
Shut up, you met Tom Hardy.
I got a photo. I didn't get a photo. I got a photo of him, not with him, because he was busy. And then he snuck out the back, bastard. But I met him.
That's probably the smartest we've ever done.
Yeah, so... Met Tom Hardy. Anyway.
Oh, right, the cast photos. Okay, what do you think of the cast for Doomsday?
Way too many. It's gonna be like Avengers Endgame again. It's gonna be way too many people on the screen.
They're gonna two-part it. I have this feeling they're gonna two-part it.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the team-ups and how everyone, like, the comedic things which is gonna happen. But I'm more excited for Thunderbolts.
Yeah. You know who I wish they brought back?
Literally everyone.
Peter Parker. That would have been funny as shit, because now he's Doctor Doom.
Well, next is Venom and Spider-Man. That's the next movie that's coming out. Besides, Tom Holland's busy with the Odyssey, and then it's gonna be into the Spider-Verse, and then it's gonna be Venom and Spider-Man.
It would have been funny as shit to have him back as Peter Parker.
I think
that's everything. I'll text you about Friday, and I'll text you if anything changes with our friend.
Roger. A mystery surprise. If she ever responds. Yay. Okay. I'm doing the outro. That's for me. My bad. Thank you so much for paying attention to us ramble on again for like 40 minutes. Tune in next time to My Ladies of the Gods. And until next time, bye from Amy and Kate.
See you guys.
Bye.